Edit. Thanks for all the comments. To clarify, my granddaughter was compromised. She had already a condition that rendered it impossible for her to get her shots. Which is why my daughter was so careful and didn't expose her baby to more than park air, and took heavy precautions if they had to go to closed spaces with her. This is not about his daughter but his niece. I have 2 kids. My daughter's daughter passed due to my son's stupidity. My son Andrew marries Alexis 8 years ago. I am by no means a monster-in-law. Never have been, but Alexis is a nightmare. She is anti-science, pro-Facebook science. She is awfully entitled and is sinking all their savings in some MLM scheme. And as such, they decided not to vaccinate their kids. They have a son and a daughter. A month ago my daughter Jenny came over with her baby to pick up some of her old things. She decided to stay for coffee and cake. Andrew and Alexis moved right across from us after the lockdown lifted. My husband and I assume it's because they were planning on using us a free childcare. Anyway, as Jenny was over, Alexis rung the doorbell. Before I could even say hello, her kids came spilling in. They are nice kids, somewhat bratty, but they do have a heart of gold. I love them so much, but because OD them not being vaccinated, I don't like having them around the same time as babies. I tried to keep things calm, but the kids had run upstairs to where Jenny's baby was sleeping and were cuddling with her. I managed to get them to come down, but they had been with the baby for a few minutes. Fast forward a few days, Jenny calls me in tears telling me her and her fiancé are in the hospital because their baby had a high fever and couldn't breathe properly. My husband and I hurried there. Then we spent the most excruciating 17 hours in the hospital that sadly ended with my granddaughter passing away. She had apparently caught whooping cough and her little lungs couldn't handle it. My daughter is absolutely destroyed. I had a stinging suspicion and called my son. I asked him if his kids had been sick. He said that they had a nasty cough and a little fever but that they had managed. I don't know what happened. I lost it. I just started breathing heavy and crying hard and couldn't say much more but to say that his niece died because of him. He had been calling me and his sister and we haven't picked up. He has come over multiple times and I have not opened. I tried to calm down and tell myself that it's probable that she caught it from someone else. Only that my daughter hadn't taken out granddaughter to places with kids for almost a month. Maybe at a supermarket or in a walk, but my husband pointed out that it was likelier she caught it trough close contact. And it is possible to catch it outside but not as likely. I feel so mad, so angry, I don't know what to do. I live my other grandkids, and I feel like they are gonna suffer with them as parents. How do we go forward? Jenny's never gonna forgive Andrew. And I don't know if I can. TLDR, my son didn't vaccinate his kids. They gave my daughter's daughter whooping cough. My granddaughter died as a direct result of this. I don't know how to proceed in life. Update: I am 32, ruined Christmas and I have no regrets. I wanted to update the kind people who took the time to give me advice and affirmation last Christmas when I really needed it. I wanted to provide an update how Christmas and the year went. Beep original beep who disrespected my mom, with a few expletives. I blew up in front of the whole family demanding that the behavior needs to stop. My actions ended Christmas because everyone left quickly after. I felt liberated for standing up for something I've been feeling for years. Last year I was looking for advice on how to manage the fallout of what I did. Beep update beep the year has been interesting. Immediately after Christmas I sent an apology letter to my aunt. It went against some advice, but my letter requested to not let the situation impact the family. I left the lack of any relationship in her hands, and shared everything can change if she gives my mom a little more respect. I decided to send a letter because she lives 3 hours away and I've never spoken to her on the phone more than 30 seconds. I didn't think a phone call would help or fix the situation, especially after I blew up. After Christmas I apologized to my grandma for what I did. I let my grandma know I sent an apology letter to my aunt. My grandma told me she is and always wants my mom to feel like she is part of the family. I could tell my grandma was on the verge of crying when she said that. My grandma told me blowing up was not okay but understood why I did it. Hearing that felt really good. In regards to the letter, I got no response. My aunt denied ever getting it. You know, my aunt got the letter because when my grandma confronted her about last Christmas, my aunt went into a rant about several things I mentioned in my letter. My grandma did tell my aunt what she did was wrong and she needed to change. In February my aunt didn't come to my grandma's 80th birthday party. She told other family members she didn't want to cause an argument so she didn't want to come. My aunt didn't come to my grandma's on Mother's Day dinner because she supposedly had to work. My family didn't get together the rest of the year. Thanksgiving and Christmas came. Things are not perfect, but Thanksgiving and Christmas went really well this year. I was going to post after Thanksgiving, but the gathering was smaller than usual and I wanted to see how Christmas went. During Thanksgiving and Christmas, everyone was very kind to my mom. It felt like everything shifted, everyone spoke to her differently and it feels really good. My mom got to help in the kitchen for the first time ever. I know that sounds dumb, but my mom has always wanted to help cook because she loves to cook. It was the first time she didn't spend the whole day in the living room. At one point during Thanksgiving, my mom asked me to help her dry dishes. While we were washing/drying dishes, my mom was smiling the entire time. At one point my mom stopped putting dishes away and randomly hugged me. We laughed and had fun the entire time, no one argued. No nasty remarks, my mom was treated as an equal and it felt really good. In regards to the aunt that I yelled at last year. She came late to Thanksgiving, so late we were eating when she arrived. At Thanksgiving my mom initiated the first interaction with my aunt. She was not very conversational but polite to my mom. My aunt didn't look at me the entire time. When she arrived I went to say hello and she turned away and kept her distance the entire time. She basically stayed in a different room the entire time. She also left early and was the first to leave, the best part. I don't care, I apologized and left future in her hands. If she treats my mom well she will get nothing but respect in return. Christmas was as if nothing happened. My aunt didn't really talk to me but she was incredibly nice to my mom. I'm okay with that, both my parents said they have never seen my aunt so nice before. My mom got to help in the kitchen just like Thanksgiving. This year for the first time it felt like my mom was an equal in the family. Everyone was incredibly nice, no arguments, snide remarks or drama. I regret yelling but it changed everything. I think it put everyone on notice they need to change. There was a lot of questions and comments about my dad. The comments was hard to hear but true, it helped me reflect on what my dad hasn't done. The truth is my dad has been the glue of the family for years. He spends so much time being the middleman and trying to repair issues. At times it's been at the expense of my mom. Regardless, my dad's lack of actions over the years doesn't make it right. Over the summer I told my dad what I felt. I told him that I was disappointed in him and that his family has never been kind to my mom. I told him he should have done more. My dad didn't take it well but he told me I did the right thing. My relationship with my dad is complicated. I know though I'm not going to make the same mistakes he has. We are different people and I will do whatever is needed. If you're reading this and have a similar situation. If you have people or someone rude in your family, try to take a moment to sit someone down. Hear them out and try to do the right thing from the start. When you have the convo, stay calm if they are not willing to hear you. Then make it known, blowing up could have gone either way and I'm lucky it fixed things. Try to loop in other family members before or after so they understand your reasons and can back you for your choice. My post last year gave me affirmation what I did was right, follow your heart. It might fix years of issues. TLDR, last Christmas after witnessing years of rude behavior towards my Korean mom I blew up on my aunt in front of the entire family. I demanded the behavior need to stop, with a few expletives. After I blew up it ruined Christmas. I tried to take the high road and apologize. The year was quiet and my aunt avoided the family until Thanksgiving/Christmas. Everything with my family has shifted, and my mom is treated really well for the first time that I can remember. I'm glad I did what I did, thank you for the advice. Update 2021 because of COVID my grandma is in her 80s, and in declining health we don't do holidays together. In early 2021 my brother and SIL moved back from Korea during COVID in 2020. We made Christmas amazing. My SIL is from Korea and we made Christmas amazing for her. We make her a full member of our family, we haven't even seen my father's side. Now we do Christmas with just my parents, no extended family. My parents cook Thanksgiving and Christmas together. I feel bad my grandma celebrates with only one aunt. In some ways I've come realize she contributed to the dynamics too. I truly love the holidays now, I'm now seeing someone in our families hang out. In some ways my mom gets to be the head female for the family, she doesn't have to hide anymore.